Something that RWBY has always struggled with, but was especially painful to watch in later volumes, is a trend that I hope Viz Media's treatment of RWBY doesn't continue, and it's forced incompetence. And there is no greater example of forced incompetence in RWBY than characters falling. Imagine you're writing a story for Mario. No, imagine you are Shigeru Miyamoto, creator of Mario, writing a story for Mario, and you want to create an interesting conflict for Mario to solve. But instead of giving him Bowser, or even a Thwomp, you give Mario the plumber, a clogged sink. The one thing that should be the biggest non-issue for this character. That's the feeling I get when I watch RWBY characters falling, when their high school initiation not only made them demonstrate their landing strategies to stop from falling, it assumes that they already know how to use a landing strategy, meaning they would have known how not to fall before the series even starts. Falling should never be a problem in RWBY. And I do mean that RWBY characters are just falling. I wouldn't be complaining if they were falling for a fair reason. They're not restrained, they're not in the middle of fighting a Grim, they're not unconscious, they're not without their weapon, they're just falling because the script says they have to fall. This is what I mean when I say RWBY stops being cool in later seasons and more realistic. It doesn't mean that cool or unrealistic stuff doesn't happen in later RWBY. It means that cool stuff is often sacrificed on the altar of realism to justify the most cripplingly grounded, uncool things demanded within the script. This is especially important in an action series because the characters by default are dealing with superhuman problems. You have to write the story using problems that meet their existing skill level. That's how you show that the characters are competent and keep them competent throughout the series. This has a very detrimental effect on the audience because not only you can't trust the writing, because you never know when the script will nerf a character too lazy to even immobilize or restrain them to justify it, your own admiration and respect for that character is eroded away. Take for example, RWBY not having her weapon and getting taken out by two goons in Volume 2. The same type of goons she would kick across the room in Volume 1, Episode 1. These problems are not hard to solve, just, I don't know, replace the two goons with the chainsaw guy and have him wreck RWBY because even if she had her weapon, she might not be able to beat him. Why nerfing characters is so bad is because this short scene with RWBY had an entire ripple effect where RWBY has an entirely pointless arc in Volume 5 about learning to fight without Crescent Rose, and the payoff for that entire arc is headbutting Mercury. Are we in grade school right now? Is our high-stakes action series about deflecting bullets with swords and getting punched through concrete pillars now the equivalent of your aunt's weekend self-defense class? But yeah, if there's ever a continuation to RWBY, or if you're writing your own RWBY story, falling should never be a problem because a smart audience can smell forced incompetence when it happens, and they'll either lose respect for your characters or they'll lose respect for your own ability to write them.